support women's rights, but more importantly, I support women's wrongs. But I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I really don't know if I'm gonna make it, guys. The Baby Daddy of the Year award goes to Bo. Now I am doing amazing. I am vibing. I am working on my reading journal, listening to my fun little audiobook. It's a good time, okay? I'm thriving. Just to quote Taylor Swift, I'm the problem, it's me. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is super fun, which is reading only romance books for 24 hours. Last year I did a 24-hour readathon in honor of Valentine's Day and February, and I thought, why not make it an annual tradition? I love doing 24-hour readathons because I love to read, and any excuse to just sit in bed and rot all day and read is a great thing in my opinion. So for this challenge, I will be utilizing the stopwatch method. Basically, I'll have a stopwatch on my phone. Every time I start to read, I'll hit the stopwatch to start. Anytime I take a break or stop reading, I will pause the stopwatch just so we know that I'm actually reading for 24 hours. Plus, it also allows me to sleep because sleep is so important. So we are starting off this video by reading Wretched by Emily McIntyre. This is the third book of the Never After series, and basically the Never After series is a dark romance series, and they are reimaginings of fairy tales, but with like a twist. So instead of the hero like Prince Charming or Peter Pan being the male protagonist, it is the villain. The villain is the love interest. So it is perfect for you dark romance girlies if you're always wanting that morally gray character, because that is exactly what this series is giving. So Wretched is a Wizard of Oz retelling, and the main female character is our villain. She is somewhat inspired by the Wicked Witch of the West, and the male protagonist, the main male character, he is kind of based on the Tin Man. This book is fairly short. It's only 286 pages. I haven't started it yet, so I really don't know how I feel about it, but I have read the first two books and I really enjoyed them. They're really fast-paced, they're easy to get into, and honestly, that's enough for me. I love a good, fast-paced, easy-to-read romance book. 300 pages is like my sweet spot for books. I'm literally only 8% in and they're already hooking up. Like, that is wild. That is crazy. So I am at 39% through Wretched and I am absolutely devouring this book. I love the fact that our main female character is the morally gray, the morally ambiguous character in this book. Up until this point, it's always been the man that has kind of been the morally gray character, so I'm just like eating this up. I support women's rights, but more importantly, I support women's wrongs. Is that the saying? I don't know, but that's how I feel right now, okay? Tell me why it's literally only 12:30 and my body is acting like it's like 12 in the morning because I'm so tired. I am now drinking an Alani. Like, that is low-key embarrassing of me. I'm not gonna lie. So I just finished reading Wretched by Emily McIntyre. This is the third book of the Never After series, and when I was talking about it earlier in this video, I honestly didn't know what it was about. I only knew that it was a reimagining of the Wizard of Oz, and now that I finished it, I do kind of know the plot. So the main female character, Evie, is obviously based on the Wicked Witch of the West from the Wizard of Oz, and she is this daughter of this like crime guy. They sell a drug called the flying monkey, and she is kind of the brains behind that drug, but she doesn't like being in the spotlight. She doesn't like people, so she's kind of a hidden figure within this crime organization. Our main male character, his name is Nicholas. He is a federal agent for like the DEA or something, and he is basically tasked with this undercover job. He has to go in and infiltrate that organization and figure out who is behind find the flying monkey. But here's the kicker. Nicholas actually ran into Evie and they had a one-night stand, and he didn't know it was Evie until he showed up for that job. So it's just a little bit chaotic, but in the best way possible. I loved that Evie, the main female character, was our morally gray character. I feel like I don't really read dark romances where the girl is kind of more off the rail than the guy. I don't know, I just loved it. I think I mentioned this earlier, but it is literally, we support women's rights, but more importantly, we support women's wrongs. Like, that is the vibe of this entire book, and I was here for it, okay? With that being said, I think I would rate this book a 4 out of 5. I absolutely devoured it. I loved it. I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much was because it was so different from what I normally read. It just was so fun, and I loved every minute of it. It was very fast-paced, very easy to get into. It's very spicy, and it's a little bit insta-lovey, but not really, because the main two characters have this like strong connection, and yeah, I just loved it, okay? Like, what else can I say? It was so good. Highly recommend this book, honestly. So just a little update on how I'm doing time-wise. I'm about 3.5 hours in. I think I'm going to start another book. It will be a romance book, obviously, but I think I'm going to listen to it on audio because I have this fun little kit. It's like a miniature diorama kit, and I started working on it last night, and I just want to pop on some headphones, listen to an audiobook, and work on this because this might be my new hyperfixation. It is so fun. So it is update time. I am currently listening to Out on a Limb by Hannah Bowman Young, and going into this book I was just a little bit hesitant just because it does have a surprise pregnancy trope. That is not a spoiler, it literally is in the synopsis, so before you come for me for spoiling, I would never spoil, but it does have a surprise pregnancy trope, and I normally am not a fan of that trope. But the main thing that kind of motivated me or encouraged me to pick up this book was the fact that so many people who are kind of like me that don't really love the surprise pregnancy trope really enjoyed this book and really hyped it up. Like, I'm talking 6-star reads. So I was like, why not pick it up? Like, this could be something fun and different, and if it's not for me, it's not for me. I can always DNF. That is always an option. So I decided to listen to the audiobook. I'm about 14 chapters in, and I am just loving it so far, which is so crazy to say because, like I said, I am not a surprise pregnancy trope girly, but I just love it, and I just love the characters. The main female character, Wynn, has an underdeveloped arm, so she is disabled, and I guess the author, Hannah Bowman Young, also has an underdeveloped arm or has dealt with something similar, and I really just loved the representation of that, and also the fact that the main male character is also disabled. He is an amputee. He doesn't have a leg on one side. I can't remember which one it is, but it's not the entire leg. It's just like below the knee. But yeah, also love that representation. I just feel like representation like that just really isn't in a lot of romance books, so I'm really enjoying that aspect. I also just love the characters. Like, the main male character is such a sweetie. He kind of recognizes that pregnancy is kind of a lot for a woman, and the woman is doing like 99.9% of the work, and he acknowledges that and is like, hey, anything I can do to take anything off of your plate, please let me know. And there may be a little bit of a forced proximity trope. They might be moving in with one another, and I'm eating it up. I'm loving it. The main female character has a best friend, Sarah, and she is married to this guy named Caleb, and they're also in the book a lot just because that's basically her family, and they're all just hilarious, okay? Like, I am literally cracking up listening to them, listening to their banter. It just eats, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know how it's going. I'm making amazing progress on my little diorama. Here, I'll show you guys. Like, look how cute that is. She is so cute. I will say I have kind of hit a little bit of a bump in the road. I am missing one of the little pieces to finish one of the little like accessories, and I'm very upset about it. Like, unjustly upset about it because I have put so much effort and time into this little diorama. It's kind of embarrassing, but this is my new hobby and it's amazing. Okay? It is just so relaxing to like pop on an audiobook and get to work on this thing. It's a little bit stressful, like any craft-centered hobby, but it's stressful in the best way possible. As for an update time-wise, I'm about 7 hours into the reading challenge, so I have about 5 more hours of reading if I want to hit that 12-hour mark. But I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I really don't know if I'm gonna make it, guys. I also accidentally reset the timer, so I'm also really upset about that. I think that happened last time I did my 24-hour reading challenge. So, I don't know. I don't know why I keep messing up, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're at 7 hours. I am gonna take a little break. I'm gonna have some dinner. Maybe just not listen to a book for a minute. Just relax, not think about reading. And I will talk to you guys later. So it is the next day. I come bearing a little bit of bad news, and it is that I did not finish my 12 hours last night. I was literally fighting for my life. I had Out on a Limb cracked open, I had the audiobook playing, and I still failed. Like, I still could not stay awake. So I'm about 8 hours and 40 minutes into the challenge. So I have a little bit less than 16 hours left in this challenge, and we are gonna finish it. Maybe not today, but definitely the next 2 days, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever successfully done 12 and 12. I think it's always taken me at least 3 days of reading to finish a 24-hour reading challenge, but that's okay. That's a-okay. Like I mentioned earlier, I am currently reading Out on a Limb by Hannah Bowman Young, and I am just loving it. I'm about 17 chapters in, and I think I'm gonna ditch the audiobook and just read it because I probably read faster than my audiobook, okay? They just friend-zoned each other, and they're like, oh, we don't want to make it complicated, like, being together is too complicated. You are literally pregnant, living with each other. It's already complicated. Like, I hate to tell you that, but it's already there. It's already there. I love Beau, our main male character, so much. He needs to be protected at all costs, okay? Like, words cannot describe how much I love this man. The Baby Daddy of the Year award goes to Beau, okay? It goes to him. You're telling me this book also has a one-bed trope? It just keeps getting better and better. So I just finished reading Out on the Limb by Hannah Bowen Young, and oh my gosh, you guys, this book was such a shock to me. I kind of went into this book thinking it was going to be a 3, maybe a 3.5 star. I really didn't have high expectations despite all the raving reviews, just because it centers around a surprise pregnancy trope, and that is not my favorite trope ever. I actively avoid books with that trope, but I think it's the fact that I knew going into this book that the surprise pregnancy trope is a big deal in this book, and there's this whole author's note about how if this isn't for you, like, just don't read it and all this other stuff. So I kind of went into this book making sure I had an open mind, and it honestly really paid off. But I also think the author, Hannah Bowen Young, really acknowledges that the surprise pregnancy trope isn't for everyone and really tries to balance the amount of pregnancy versus like the characters in the relationship, and really just using the pregnancy as a plot device. It's not what the whole book centers around, like it is kind of, but it really just focuses on the characters and their relationship and what this pregnancy means for the both of them. If you did not know, Out on the Limb is about Wynn and Beau. They are both disabled. Wynn has an underdeveloped arm, and then Beau has a prosthetic leg, and I loved the representation in this book. It really just shines a light on what disabled people go through, how much different their lives are, but like also not how different they are from us. It's just they have to adapt and do things that maybe we don't think about because it's not at the forefront of our lives, and I found that really beautiful. But basically, Wynn and Beau meet at this Halloween party. They're both dressed up as pirates. They both, you know, have this banter, this flirty vibe going on, and they do hook up, so it's one night stand, which then leads to an unexpected pregnancy. I honestly do not have a definite rating yet. For me, it's between a 4.25 and a 4.5. Maybe by the time I'm editing this, I'll have a clear, definite rating, and I'll put that on the screen somewhere. But yeah, it's definitely a highly rated read for me. It just wasn't quite a 5-star. I didn't get that 5-star feeling, that unexplainable 5-star feeling, but I still really loved the book, and I loved the characters. I especially loved the supporting characters, Caleb and Sarah. Sarah and Wynn grew up together. Their moms were best friends, so they were kind of raised like siblings, and I just loved them so much. Sarah is just so supportive of Wynn, and I really loved her and Caleb together. Like, you could really tell that they love and care for each other. I'm pretty sure the next book in this series, Out of the Woods, is about Caleb and Sarah, and it's basically about them going on this outdoor retreat in order to save their marriage, and I am so excited for it. I'm not excited by the fact that their marriage is literally in shambles, but I'm so excited to read something in their perspective about their love story. They've been together since high school. They're high school sweethearts. I just love this series. I think I've just discovered a new favorite author. I love her. I think I'm gonna take a break. I'm about 12 hours into my reading challenge, so halfway through. I know, amazing progress. But yeah, gonna take a little bit of a break from reading because this did kind of take an emotional toll on me. I was literally fighting back tears the entire time, but yeah. about 50 pages into A Null Love Story by Ashley Poston, and I am enjoying it so far, but I think I might be hitting like a midday slump. I am just so tired and my brain just doesn't want to read words on pages right now. So I think I'm gonna pivot. I think I'm gonna listen to this on audio while I work on my reading journal. January just came to a close and I haven't done my January spread yet, so I figured I could work on that while listening to the audiobook of this. But if you did not know, Ashley Poston, or Poston, however you say her last name, she wrote The Dead Romantics and The 7-Year Slip. I read The 7-Year Slip last year and it was amazing. It was probably my favorite read of 2025. I'm not even kidding. But this book is her newest release and it is about Eileen. She is a very bookish person. She's a bookworm and she loves this romance book series that never got finished because the author died at a very young age and she didn't really talk about the ending or how she planned on wrapping it up. So it's just forever incomplete. And she's on her way to this like vacation. She has planned to stay at a cabin and she gets caught in this storm and she ends up having to stay the night at this small town. She then wakes up the next day and it turns out that the small town that she got stuck in is the town from her favorite book series. So it kind of follows Ashley Poston's magical realism meets contemporary romance formula that The Dead Romantics and The 7-Year Slip have already followed. I honestly love her books. She is such a newfound author for me. I just love how different her books feel and how whimsical they are. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pop on the audio and I will talk to you guys in a bit. update time. I'm about 15 hours into the reading challenge. I'm about 12 chapters into a novel love story. Deciding to pick up the audiobook of it was the best choice I could have made. Before, I was literally falling asleep. I did not want to read. My brain could not comprehend the words on the page, okay? It was not going well. Now, I am doing amazing. I am vibing. I am working on my reading journal, listening to my fun little audiobook. It's a good time, okay? I'm thriving. Now that I am 12 chapters into a novel love story, I want to give you guys some of my thoughts and opinions. Going into this book, I was super excited. I love Ashley Poston. The 7-Year Slip, again, was one of my favorite reads in 2024. So I was a little bit scared when I sat down to read this and I just wasn't feeling it at all. Now I know that I was the problem. Hi, it's me, the problem. Just to quote Taylor Swift, I'm the problem, it's me. But yeah, I'm just so happy with my choice to start the audiobook. I am absolutely devouring it. The narrator for the audiobook is Southern. She has like a Southern accent and I am eating it up. I think it's so darn cute. But the main male character, I can't remember his name for the life of me. I think his name is Anderson. Yeah, his name is Anderson. He owns the bookstore in the little town that she is kind of stuck in. And the town that she is stuck in is the town from her favorite romance series. So it's not real. It's very much magical realism. And yeah, the magic system isn't really explained, but that's fine. Like, we're just here for the vibes. It's a contemporary romance, not a fantasy. But yeah, Anderson, our main male character, is the bookstore owner. And for some reason, he knows that they're stuck in this fictional town, that they're not real. Like, they're all characters in a book. Which is a little bit odd, a little bit weird, but a mystery. We love a good mystery, a little bit of intrigue, okay? What else is there to talk about? I don't know what else there is to talk about. They really don't like each other. It's very much giving enemies to lovers, which I understand because she did almost hit him with her car. So yeah, I would be beefing too, okay? But yeah, I think the premise is super fun and unique, and I can't wait to read more. Or should I say, listen to more. He just asked her on a date and it was so cute. Like, it was so awkward and cute and I loved it. I've ditched the headphones, but they just kissed. I'm so happy right now. I just know this book is not gonna end well. Like, I'm gonna be devastated because the main male character, the main love interest, is literally a fictional character. Like, he's not a real person. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if I'm ready for this heartbreak. Long time no see. It's been a minute. It is literally 10:30 at night and I just finished reading a novel love story by Ashley Poston. I'm about 20 hours into the reading challenge and oh my gosh, you guys, this book. I love Ashley Poston. She has such a beautiful writing style and the way that she adds such a twist to a contemporary romance by adding an aspect or a layer of magical realism just hits every single time. I'm not gonna lie, I did cry. This book did make me cry and I wouldn't change it any other way. It was just so good. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna rate this because there were definitely some things that I didn't love, but I still loved the book. Like, overall, I loved the book. So I just don't know how I feel. I just feel like I need to sit with it. So I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hopefully by then I'll have kind of more of a definite review and rating. So yeah, good night. I will talk to you guys in the morning. So it is the next day and I finished reading a novel love story late last night. Last time we talked, I honestly did not know what I wanted to rate this book. It was between a 4 stars or a 4.5. I think for me, this book is a 4-star read for me. I love Ashley Poston. I love her so much. Her writing style is just so beautiful and I love the fact that she incorporates aspects of magical realism into her stories. I think it's so fun and unique. However, there were some things about this book that just didn't really land for me. Mainly the romance. We learned some things about our main male character at the end of the story. It's kind of like the big plot twist, the big climax. And this did hit for me. Okay, I was bawling like a baby after I found this out. But it kind of just felt like after you learned that, I had a sour taste in my mouth. I was just like, oh, that's why he's there? Oh my gosh. And I'm not gonna say what it was because I don't want to spoil anything, but it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And then some things after that occurred between him and the main girl that kind of stopped them from being with one another, and it kind of caused, I guess, a third act breakup, and I didn't really like that either. However, I think the character journey that our main female character went on was so beautiful, so amazing. I liked the aspects of like her being trapped in this like book town. Like, that is just so fun, especially as a reader. Like, if I ended up stuck in like Chestnut Springs or the Knock 'Em Out series, like, what would I do? Like, it's just like, it's such a fun premise. But yeah, a 4 stars. I really did enjoy it, and I will recommend Ashley Poston to anyone and everyone. I love her. I can't wait for her new release. I think it's like Sounds Like Love or something. It's like about musicians. So excited for that one to come out this year. But yeah, I don't think anything will ever top the 7 Years Lit for Me by her. That book was just so special. So moving on, the next book I think I'm gonna pick up for the remaining 4 hours of this challenge is The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This is the second book of the Windy City series. I read the first book, Mile High, like I want to say like 2 years ago, and I just never picked the series back up despite all the amazing things I've been hearing about Liz Tomford and this series. Everyone says that it gets better from Mile High, and I actually did enjoy Mile High. It's not my favorite sports romance, but I did enjoy it. So I'm really excited to see how much this series improves with every book. So The Right Move is about Ryan, and I forget who our main female character is, but essentially Ryan is the twin brother of the main female character from Mile High, and he is a professional basketball player. And basically the main female character is a friend of Ryan's twin sister, and something happens between her and her boyfriend. I think he like cheats on her, and she just needs a place to stay at ASAP. So she ends up moving in with Ryan, and it's basically like roommates to lovers, forced proximity, that kind of stuff. And I've heard amazing things about this book. Everyone says it's their favorite. It's this one and like Caught Up, I feel like everyone loves. So I'm super excited to dive in, and yeah, let's get into it. How could I be so stupid to forget to mention that this book is best friend's brother? Like, that is such a good trope. How did I forget that? I'm starting to really love Ryan Shay. I'm only 10% in, and I already love this man. Not only did he make her breakfast, but he bought her a bed and a comforter and like all the sheets and stuff because she didn't have one. And she didn't say anything. He just like got it for her, and she returned from a work trip and it was there. That's adorable. That's adorable. So it is a little while later. I ended up taking a break to work on some homework and eat some dinner, but I am just loving The Right Move. It is so fun. Not only is this book Best Friend's Brother, but it is also fake dating. We love it. We love it. I also adore Ryan Shea because he's grumpy, but in the best way possible. He's not like assholey like Xander's was. Is that his name, Xander's? I don't know. I think that's his name from the first book. He's just a little off-put by people because of some things in his past that we haven't learned about yet. He doesn't trust people. He doesn't like to go outside because he's just that famous. So it takes a while for him to trust people and things like that. But already we're kind of seeing Indy gain his trust. We're seeing that friendship being built because not only did he buy her a bed because he didn't like that she was sleeping on the floor, but he promised to take care of flowers while she was gone because she prefers flowers over plants, but because she's a flight attendant and she's constantly working and stuff, she can't take care of them. And he's like, I will take care of them. Like, do not worry. Like, I got you. Like, whatever. And then he accidentally kills them. So he has to go and replace them. And this man, like, literally does not leave his apartment. He is a homebody through and through. And he goes outside to find, like, a replica of the flowers that he killed because he overwatered them. He cared too much that he killed her flowers. Like, that is just so cute. I don't know if I'm overreacting over such a simple gesture, but I love it. Like, it is just so adorable. This man needs to be protected at all costs. Officially done with my 24-hour reading challenge. I never thought this day would come, honestly. It was dragging on a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But I would count this as a success. Like, even though I didn't do 12 hours one day, 12 hours the next, I still read 3 books, and then I'm pretty far into my 4th book, The Right Move. So I think this is a success. I think I did amazing. I did great. I'm proud of myself. I hope you guys are proud of me too. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you want more reading challenges from me, if you've read any of these books. I would love to know. I love chatting with you guys, so let's just chat it up in the comments, okay? And that is it. Make sure to subscribe for more videos so you don't miss out, and turn on post notifications so you really don't miss out. I have a lot of fun things planned, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.